Speaking of which, have you ever ridden any kind of train here in the Philippines? Any kind of train?
Um, no. The first train I ever rode was the BART.
Oh, really?
Yeah, why?
I've always wished and hoped that the Philippines would be like a train kind of country. So we have the MRT 1, MRT 2, MRT 3. But
Right.
before that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, have you ever heard about the train like in I don't know if it's the same one, but
Bicol?
there's a train now. I'm sure these tracks have existed since time immemorial back in the dinosaur days.
Okay.
They revived it,
Yeah.
and it's now from Naga to Legazpi. Have you heard about this train?
That's through Manila, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, pero Naga and Legazpi are all in the south, 'di ba? Hindi naman naabot ng Manila pa 'yon.
Manila to ano na, Bicol, ano ba?
Hindi, Naga nga to Legazpi pa lang eh.
Oh,
Oh.
no, I
Naga to
don't know.
Ba
Hold
Nag
on.
ano, tinetest pa lang
Iyon,
nila.
they're working on it.
Hold on.
Kasi
This is the
tinitingnan
same.
kung may
This is the
sirang ano.
same track during World War II that went through
Hmm.
Manila, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so
Okay.
the part between Naga and Legazpi, those that opened up this December.
Wow, that's
So they're
cool.
so they're working on there are other parts also. There's also a part din sa Manila dito.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to stop because the train's going to pass. That's actually working.
Yeah.
But those train tracks stop at a certain point. But if you really work on it, connect it, it's gonna go all the way to Bicol.
Wow,
Kaya
that's
nga yata
awesome.
merong Bicol Express eh.
Nagpapatawa siya kayo.
No, no, no. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. But this Bicol Express is actually a train. Choo choo,
Ha, ha.
choo choo.
That's why it's spicy because the
It's
choo choo. Right?
so
That was so bad, dude.
because up here in Manila and up the north,
Mababaw eh.
the further south you go, closer
Hmm.
to Bicol, the spicier the food gets. That's why there's Bicol
Hindi, I
Express.
think lahat
What?
yata ng transportation ngayon
They're
nire-revive.
they're working
Lahat,
on it.
yeah.
So
I
Kasi
mean,
nga
that's a
nakausap
good
nila
thing
si
though because they
Marcos
need to
eh.
alleviate the traffic. The traffic has just gotten so bad,
so
right?
the train tracks already exist. It's just cutting all the weeds and putting new trains on top of those train tracks.
Who's paying for this? The government's actually doing this? Like, is it
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually government
government,
owned?
yeah.
yeah. But like, wouldn't it be lovely if the train traveled all over the Philippines? If you could travel by train all over the Philippines,
Oh, that'd
or
be awesome.
if you needed to get on a boat, then you get on a boat. But the whole idea is there's like train that you can travel around. So
Right, right.
so right now, just to give you an idea what's going on here in Manila, there's actually MRT 1, 2, and 3, but there's actually plans to bring it out like throughout the rest of Manila. So it would be MRT 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mm.
Oh, that's awesome. That's about time there.
So around the time that you left, like late 90s,
Mm.
Early 90s.
early 90s, they
1990, actually.
they were building MRT 1,
Ah.
and then now there's 2 and 3. And so
So here's the
according to the
question.
plans, it goes all the
Yeah.
way up to 6.
So here's the question here. How affordable is it to ride the MRT, the train?
I don't know.
20, 30, 40 pesos. It depends on where you're gonna get off.
Is it is it
Um,
is it more affordable and accessible than taking the
Affordable
Jeep or the
pero
bus?
siksikan para kayong sardinas.
yeah,
Well, yeah.
affordable. Oo naman. Oo naman.
Just like every train station that's busy, it's always tight like that. But
Yeah.
is it actually helping with alleviating the traffic?
Yeah. I think it's excellent. I think it's fine. It's fine. I think it's
Hmm.
really just it's not whether it's effective or not. I think the question really is if there are enough train station, if there are enough tracks on the ground, because again, yes, it definitely would help, but the problem is they're not working on it, or they delayed it for like 20 years. So we're
Mm.
like 20 years behind, 20, 30 years behind as far as infrastructure is concerned.
Right.
Mm.
And yeah, so it would work if we actually implemented it, if there was
Right.
actually.
Right.
It's called PNR, by the way. Fiel mentioned
Mm.
PNR, Philippine National
Oh, cool.
Railways.
Hey, Fiel, how's it going?
So it's actually
PNR, okay
so
naman.
so this one I'm excited about because yung PNR, this one is
Oh,
actually on the ground and ready to go already. They just need to implement it. Yung
it's
sinasabi kong MRT 3456, yun gagawin pa lang nila. They haven't
Meron
di pa
na.
sila nagbubungkal. Huh?
so
Meron na.
1, 2, 3 is up and running.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Yeah.
so but is it enough and functioning all over Manila or no?
Meron na. Meron na nga sa Bulacan and Pampanga eh.
Yun nga, pero
That's the
tinatanong
one
niya
that's
is
going. That's the one. Okay, if you go on EDSA, that's the one up top, right?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
Oo,
yeah.
sa
so
top.
Yeah.
literally when I left, they just started that. I left on
Mm,
1990. Okay,
mm, mm,
Oo.
mm, mm,
so if you're going to EDSA from Krame,
mm, mm,
EDSA
mm,
is right in front of you.
Yeah.
mm, mm.
They literally just started excavating right in front over there when I left.
Right,
Ah.
right.
And then when I finally eventually visited, all of a sudden it's like I didn't know what it was. Now I know it. So it's the the PNR up top.
No, no, no. Technically, that's not PNR. That's MRT, Metro
MRT.
Rail.
I'm sorry,
So
Ah.
MRT. Yeah,
MRT
yeah.
is inside, just within like Metro Manila.
Ah,
The PNR, this is the one that goes all the way down to Legazpi.
Yeah.
wow,
So it's just
wow.
one like straight line going down Luzon.
Yeah.
Because Luzon is like the longest, ano, di ba?
So it goes
Island
through
that we
Project
have.
8 as well, right? All the way back there
Ay, hindi, hindi, hindi. This one
near
passes.
Paano all the
SM Mega
way?
Mall,
Wala,
past
No, no, no,
wala.
Cubao.
no, 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 no,
No,
no,
no.
no, no,
That's
no.
ano na yun, LRT and MRT na yun.
Ah, that's. I'm sorry. So that's the one that was being built there at that
Yeah,
time
Correct.
when
kasi
I left.
Tama.
ang PNR ang last niya is nasa Tutuban Mall sa
Right.
Divisoria. Nandun lang siya.
Tama.
From what I heard, so when I was still there, right? I remember the traffic was bad enough as it is, but it wasn't like as it is now. Okay,
Mm,
they were still breaking way in regards to the I guess LRT whatever near
mm.
EDSA heading over SM Mega Mall, Project 8, past Cubao and
Right,
all that
Mm.
stuff. They
right.
broke ground on that. So I never really got to experience it being there because at back then
Mm-mm.
EDSA was what 3 lanes on each side, or no, I'm sorry, 4 or 5 lanes on each side. That it was actually so hard to cross EDSA back then.
Mm.
You know what I
Mm-mm.
mean?
The EDSA now, oh no, no, the EDSA back then, the way that you experienced it, that's what
Right.
Commonwealth Avenue looks like now.
Really?
Like it's really wide, like you can land an airplane on it.
Right. That was back then,
Mm-mm.
but
But
now it's not
now
like that anymore.
it's not like that anymore. It's so congested in a sense that they split some lanes up, and then they subtracted one lane or two
Wow.
lanes because of
Wow.
the MRT, like right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So again, yeah, just to give you an idea, uh the MRT is just within Metro Manila and the
Mm,
outskirts of Metro Manila, and they're trying to like crisscross and go around in a circle around Metro Manila.
mm.
PNR is the one that just cuts across everything all the way down to
PN
Legazpi.
the Philippine National Railway is
Mm,
the one that's using the old tracks from World War II, or no?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Pero
Mm.
pinalitan na yata yung bagon.
Yeah, pinalitan na nila yung ano, but the whole the line, as in they
No.
don't
Same pa rin sa dati.
like wala
Ah,
silang I
Pero
don't
inanuhan lang yung ibang part na mga nasira na,
oo.
ginawa na.
Tsaka wala na silang bibilin. They're not going to buy any
Yeah.
property or wala na silang makakasangga na ano kasi it's always been there.
Yeah.
Yung
oo.
MRT got delayed for so long because there were people that didn't want to move,
Well, plus
there were
that's
a
the
lot
one
of
that Marcos
issues.
actually proposed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decades ago. Marcos.
Actually, that's the whole thing.
Hold on,
Marcos
hold on. It
ideas pa
wasn't
to daw eh.
Marcos. It was Ramos that proposed it.
Even before pa daw. All
Yeah.
these everything I don't know, I'm not trying to sell the Marcos idea, pero
Mm.
the thing daw ang the rumor has it, and I think
Binubuhay.
ano these were all initiatives though of Marcos before, the senior Marcos before, and everybody just either revived it or thought about reviving it, so it wasn't really
Mhm.
their idea.
Yeah.
But yun, so but it started off during that time when the martial law days pa yata or something like that.
Martial
I
law
don't
was
know.
like 1976, 75, 76, 74,
Mm.
75, 76. Was it? I don't know.
Mm.
You know what? I never had the luxury of going through or experiencing the actual infrastructure of the Philippines being developed.
Mhm.
You actually are there to experience it from breaking ground to fruition. And I, on the other hand, the biggest thing that I experienced in the Philippines really was the coup d'etat.
Mm.
Kudita.
I mean, you can ask Fiel. Fiel's watching right now. When Camp Krami was being bombed, we were right there. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the biggest experience I have in regards to the Philippines and whatnot.
I was thinking, how this all feels is like we're like a little family, and then nag-aaway yung mother and father, ganyan ganyan.
Mhm.
So we're
Mm,
kids, and we're like, coup d'etat. We're like, ano naman, it's so stressful. What are we gonna do? And then when nung nagbati na yung mother and father, like, hey, we're gonna buy a truck, or we're gonna buy an F-150 or a
Mhm.
cyber truck. So everybody's all excited. Tapos, pero nagbago ng, like your mom or your dad changed jobs. So we'll get the Cybertruck like in a couple of years, or maybe next year. Parang ganon. So
right.
like all these train stations or all these train infrastructure ideas just got pushed on to the next president, to the next president, to the next, until like 20, 30 years pass, and wala pa rin. There's still no Cybertruck.
Yeah.
Until now, finally says, hey, you remember that Cybertruck that we talked about
Yeah.
30 years ago?
So it seems like anything beside between Marcos and Marcos,
Mhm.
nothing really
Yeah.
was done.
I have an idea. Why don't we revive that idea of the
Right.
Cybertruck?
Right.
Actually, hindi nga nagsasalita si ano, bigla ka na lang magugulat, may ginagawa na eh.
Sino?
Si Marcos.
The
Yeah.
junior. It's not
Yeah.
Yeah.
not saying so much,
Tahimik lang
but
pero
marami
ayan
ng
na, ang dami ng
I
boom.
mean, Duterte definitely cleaned everything up, a lot of things up, which is, I mean, the things that were done or the process is a little bit questionable, but
kasi tama
it
ba
worked.
maka Marcos ba si Duterte?
Same idea.
Same
I think
idea. Or
so,
Idea.
right?
parang there's
Yeah.
a little bit of that idea na parang because he believes in what the Marcos said before. Like he's just continuing that. So
Right.
like still due credit goes to the
Absolutely.
presidents that actually
Yeah.
implemented those things. But
Right.
Take note, nakakatuwa sa kanya. Meeting siya ng meeting sa abroad, 'di ba?
Oh,
sino?
Si Marcos. Pero yung mga ka-meeting niya, yung nagpo-provide dito sa Pilipinas para makatulong. Like sa
yeah.
transportation.
Oh, maka Marcos
Ah.
rin to eh.
Yeah.
Pero yun eh. So
Nakakatuwa eh.
I don't know whoever started the idea and whoever implemented whatever, like whoever did the credit. But so the point is, we're like a family here that's waiting for our family wagon,
Mm.
and after 30 years ngayon lang siya maumpisahan. But I guess better late than never, but that's the whole idea.
Yeah.
So
Plus, I think the best thing about it is the government's actually spending for it.